It's time for the news.
Another UFO sighting has taken place.
The leather's made out of cardboard.
The number you have dialed is in an alternate dimension.
Welcome back to the weirdest of weeks. My name is Jack DeMont. We've got Daniel Kim and Hector Chacon.
There you go. You got it.
Nailed
He tries. We got it.
Hector
No more
Chacon.
cantaloupe or whatever it was last time.
Damn. Welcome back, guys. How you feeling? How we doing?
Great to be back. Excited to talk about whatever we're going to talk about.
It's a fun
I want
one.
a cantaloupe now. I want to get a cantaloupe. I got urges for a cantaloupe.
Bro, it's getting hotter and hotter. Summer season. We just talked about the heat wave last episode, and let me tell you, watermelon, cantaloupe, like all like really just cold fruit on a hot summer day. That's like the childhood nostalgia that really like I want to feel that like hit again, because you like that shit slapped. That was like
yeah,
that was
dude.
like a pool on a hot day. Like as a kid, man, there was nothing better. You know, you bite into like a watermelon on a hot day, and it was fucking heavenly, man.
The Latino in me would just add some lime and some tajin to that shit, and
chamoy.
fucking heaven. Exactly. Ooh, man.
I never got into that as a kid. I grew up eventually enjoying now I basically have to have my fruit with tahini or chamoy or something
Can't
on
go
it.
back, man. It's so good.
It's straight up. You basically can't go back once you start. But as a kid, I thought, like it just ruined the fruit because I just wanted to eat regular pineapple. But now, yeah, I mean, come on, pineapple, mango, throw that on there, and ooh, real good stuff. But watermelon, cantaloupe, pineapple, mango, a water balloon in one hand, and
you threw me off for a second. I'm like, wait, you're adding water balloons to this fruit salad?
Ooh, water balloon in one hand, barbecue sauce all over your
God.
face. Sounds like a good summer day. It sounds like a good summer day.
All that water balloon and barbecue sauce. It's not summer until water balloon and barbecue sauce.
Yeah, I mean, come on. All right, let's kick it into it. We got a fun one today. It's very gamer heavy, tech heavy day. European ruling could make iPhone batteries replaceable. Now, I have yet to figure out if this is strictly pertaining to European iPhones. They want to impose stricter rules about how the batteries inside devices like phones, tablets, and other mobile electronics are made and disposed of. At the bottom line, it would require manufacturers to make batteries removable and replaceable by users. I think that's really I can see a lot of positives coming from this bill. It could be the start of something really, really good as far as iPhones and phones go, because cell phones before they were like smartphones always had replaceable batteries, and now you have to have usually like an Android phone, a very specific type of phone or something in order to pull the battery out. But I think part of what makes people want to upgrade to the next version is their battery life starting to like wane is one of the biggest things. And so if there's a future where even brands like iPhone have replaceable batteries, there's a place where they can start to create a more like permanent iPhone that you more so like swap the pieces out on over time, and constant like a PC or something where you're constantly like replacing the parts and upgrading and things like that, rather than just getting the next one that comes out. But that, this bill still has to go through, and it's only a European thing at this point in time. So it's like just very, very baby steps towards what could be like a very big change to phones in the future.
Yeah, hopefully it'll snowball, like whatever happens, snowball over here, which I'm sure it would, especially if it proves to be successful. But hell yeah, man, give give consumers more options versus just like dropping $1,000 every other year and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like times are definitely harder, and oftentimes people change their phones specifically just because the battery doesn't last long, and they don't want to be carrying an external battery to charge their phones just because like phone won't carry life like for long period of time. So hopefully that's what's gonna happen, is just like swappable batteries. Yeah, you would obviously have to like dig into your phone because that's just how they are now. But yeah, hopefully like it does pan out that way.
Is it illegal to swap out a battery on an iPhone, or is it just something that Apple
I think
they're
it's like,
forcing Apple to do to
yeah,
make it, or
maybe it either voids the warranty. I'm not 100% sure, but because I know that like Apple's very strict on like a whole lot of shit. Like, say for example, if you break your screen, um, you would have to take it to an Apple store for them to replace it. Versus if you go to like a mom and pop iPhone repair shop to replace a screen, it voids the warranty because it's not an Apple.
like authorized Apple
Exactly. So
service?
yeah,
Okay.
so I imagine it would be something like that.
Oh, so
Granted,
they're
I'm
just
not like,
opening up where like kind of like
yeah,
everybody can.
yeah. I'm
Yeah.
not like super
Well, I think
knowledgeable on that, but
yeah, yeah.
I'm guessing that's what it is, just because like they're
Mhm.
super protective over all this shit.
Yeah, I think it's also like Apple, and to play like in Apple's shoes, they're probably trying to keep quality control because a lot of things.
Mhm.
The iPhone, I had an Android and I had an iPhone. One thing the iPhone does really well as opposed to the Android is that it's a lot more reactive to your touches. It's not as clunky, but I mean, it might be Apple just. I mean, it could be for money purposes, or it could be they're trying to keep quality as far as like quality control. Because if you just open the floor for anybody, then they could replace it with lesser parts and less like
Mhm.
not recommended parts, and it could be something that they just now like their branding is ruined because let's say somebody replaces the battery and the battery is not up to like as it originally was when they first bought the iPhone,
Yeah.
then it's Apple that takes the branding hit as opposed to like that mom and pop store or the brand of the battery that they replaced it with. It'd be more so the iPhone takes the hit. So it might be that move on Apple's part. But yeah, I mean, it is tough replacing anything on the iPhone. I know it's like they glue the battery to the phone, which is unnecessary. I think they just do it so like you can't
Petty
take it
bastards.
somewhere to So like I mean, yeah, I mean it's true with not just the iPhone, but also on a car. Like if you take it to like
Of
a certain
course.
place to fix it, they'll just void the warranty, be like, yo, like we don't know what the hell you guys did with this with the car,
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a Google phone, and
Boo! No.
it's a lot like the iPhone in the way that it's like I can't really open this thing up.
Yeah, I think they're
It's
all like
just like
that
a
now.
solid back now.
Mhm.
I would hope that we start to move to a place where we as a consumer have more control over our phones. Just like especially the direction we're heading with phones. I don't know that phones will or cell phones will continue to be what they are for much longer, with like the new Apple headset that's coming out and all the just advancements in technology and whatnot. Like I think there's going to be a lot of different things happening in the world of cell phone and tech and stuff like that that are just like personal devices.
That'll be a
that we-
trip to see people with like a Google, what's it called? Google Vision? Not Google Vision, Apple Vision.
Apple
Yeah.
Vision Pro.
Yeah, Apple Vision. That'd be a trip to see that stuff for
People
It's
walking
gonna
down
be
the street.
years on the line though, because like this is just like a beta test for
Yeah.
content creators. It being like what like $3,000 and like some of your organs or whatever the fuck. It's
but
crazy
Apple did it
expensive.
so it might actually take off, because I think like when Apple Watch first came out, I was just like, who's gonna? Because I think like Android did something before that, like Fitbit and other stuff did that,
and do the Google Glass that never left the beta phase.
Yeah, and then when I looked at the Apple Watch, it's like, oh, they already did something like that. There's no way people are gonna wear this. And then now, long and behold, a few years later, like practically everybody has an Apple Watch now.
Yeah, I take it everywhere. My heart rate goes up.
Right.
In movies, I remember I went and watched Endgame, and I got like you're sitting down. You're not like there's no activity going on, and your heart rate spiked. Are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm just watching Endgame, man. I'm good. Iron Man just died, So,
oh my
spoiler
God.
alert!
Gnarly. Spoiler alert!
Spoiler
7
alert.
years later.
But yeah, man, more options for consumers. Fucking great.
Yeah.
Like, let's have it.
Speaking of more options in big tech, there's a new option for streamers to go to other than Twitch. Now, they could have been going to like YouTube and whatnot, but YouTube is really not taken off in terms of streaming like it wants to. Twitch is still way far and above in terms of competition, and I think, as part of my bigger conspiracy brain, I don't think that it's healthy for any company to have a true monopoly on anything, and so I think what's happening with Twitch lately and their advertising changes, basically Twitch members have to aren't allowed to have certain size logos of brands and sponsors on their stream. It has to be like a very small in a specific corner kind of a logo and stuff, and like that is going to affect a lot of these streamers ad revenue because the sponsors are paying for a certain portion of the screen and that kind of stuff to be like taken up by their advertisement. So a lot of Twitch streamers are getting really upset, and they're talking about switching to other streaming services. And now there's this other streaming service named Kick that is coming up, trying to be competition for Twitch. And I think Twitch is kind of helping Kick almost get more people because, again, I think competition is healthy for business. I don't think business is like healthiest as a monopoly. So I think Twitch wants another streaming service to do. So they're tightening up their rules to maybe force some people out, whereas Kick is doing some things like adding basically like a minimum wage for streamers, where they're trying to create a program where you get paid no matter if you have one viewer or 100,000 viewers. Whereas Twitch, it's strictly based on like you've hit this capstone, you've hit this milestone, like, so then you get paid this and this tier and that kind of thing. And
it's like socialism for streaming.
Yeah, we're talking about the real politics, the real economics behind streaming, but it is, money is what makes the world go round. It's what really controls both of these companies. I think Twitch is owned by Amazon now. I could be wrong, but it's
you're right.
Yeah, so it's like obviously there's a lot of money here, and they're just trying to find a way to make more of it. And creators, they all want to make their money and stuff like that. And so basically Twitch is saying like, oh, we're gonna limit creators' ability to make their money, and like a lot of them make a lot of their money off of like the sponsors. And Kick is basically saying totally in response, here's literally a base pay for any streamer just to join our service and stream with us. And then we have
concept.
It is, and like the thing is, like, they're not Twitch is not just losing like your average everyday like 100 person streamer. They're losing like Ninja big and names, stuff. Yeah. Like certain people are saying like, you cannot limit my sponsorships like this, like at all. I will go to Kick, and like there is a big shift happening right now where the Kick is really trying to get some big names to come. I think even like Drake is going to take his stream off of Twitch and to go to Kick and stuff like that.
Drake is a streamer?
That's exactly what I thought right now. Yeah. That's cool.
Really?
I mean, I think everyone's a streamer. It's so easy to stream. Whether or not you get the audience is a whole different the story, obviously. But yeah, it's so easy to stream.
Yeah. Drake's not a streamer. He's like a guest streamer. He comes on to people's he played with Ninja and shit like that.
Okay, that makes more sense.
I think he will occasionally stream on his own, but I'm not sure. But he has apparently his own stream that he's taking to Kick, because he also doesn't vibe with Twitch's limitations.
Okay.
Yeah, and like to my knowledge, and I don't know like all the details and stuff, but I know that Twitch has gone like downhill, or has been going downhill with all their like regulations and stuff. I know at one point, when it came to like pay incentives, it had like a little like a deadline. If you made your Twitch account from this date to this date, we'd be taking 30% of what you made, versus like the more recent accounts, they've been taking 50% of what they made, which is
Mm,
nuts.
yeah.
So that's what's leading to like, for competition, like you said, it's fucking great, because here's Kick coming, whether or not it kicks off, or no pun intended,
Ah,
but like it remains to be seen. But we need more, like we need other things like this to go like, all right, cool, you know what, these people have options, and the big names, the big money, the viewership, it's going over there. It's not to say that Twitch is going to go under, but it's definitely going to light a fire and go like, you know what, maybe let's take a step back and like think about it a little bit more, just because like we're not on top anymore, or we're not
Right.
the only choice. Because if you don't have a choice, all you can do is go like, fuck,
Right.
I
Exactly.
guess here's my money. But now it's like, okay,
Now there's an
cool.
option.
Yeah, you can take my 50% incentive, or I can sign a contract with Kick, and they're giving dumb money right now, especially for big names. They're giving like talking millions of dollars here to go
Mm-hmm.
like specifically to Kick. And my viewers are gonna follow me to Kick. And guess
Mm-hmm.
what? They're gonna find other streamers over at Kick. And it just
Yeah.
snowballs into that. So
Yeah.
definitely, yeah, it's good to see. Like you said, competition's always great. Just because like it makes things better, because they're fighting among themselves for the consumers, and like in the end we win, and
Yeah.
you want
Yeah.
that.
And another thing is like this Kick is not just taking viewers or streamers from Twitch that are unhappy with what Twitch has been doing, but they're also taking streamers from YouTube that got ousted by Twitch already or something like
Mm,
that are now able to kind of join like a more direct streaming service, where they're now, because like a lot of them, like a Dr. Disrespect, who was basically their top earner on
mhm.
Twitch, got banned, had a huge lawsuit case, eventually dropped it, but or got paid out and dropped it or whatever. He's still on YouTube, forced, because that's basically the only other streaming platform that's viable for him, and it's not making him near the kind of money he was making on Twitch, and he'll say that outright on YouTube. And so this is just another kind of opportunity for streamers like him who've
Mhm.
gotten kind of pushed out to get back into like a big main streaming service. I have a little bit more on the formula that Kick plans to use for that like
Oh,
base
sweet.
pay.
Mhm.
It says these are just some bullet points that were outlined to one of the head streamers that they're trying to get in. And he said it's going to be a accumulation of the number of hours you stream, the flat rate based on Kick's advertising CPMs budgeted by us until ads take over. That lost me there. The average viewers you have, and viewer demographics and engagement. Viewer demographics is maybe a little weird for me, but engagement makes sense. Number of hours you stream, hours, like all of that makes a lot of sense. And then there is
Mhm.
a flat rate on top of it.
also, you
Cool.
still have to qualify for something to get the flat rate. I thought you meant like I can just go in and be like,
Yeah, it makes sense that you have to like qualify for it.
yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense, because I thought anybody can just go in and just turn
Yeah.
on their stream and be
It's like, what
like
the fuck are we doing here?
getting paid.
Let's go to Kick. Yeah, it makes
Right.
sense. Yeah, everything makes
But
sense, and it's
yeah,
good to see.
yeah, that's yeah. But
You have to qualify for the creator program, but you could still qualify for the creator program with literally one viewer,
Daniel,
so
let's do it.
I'm down. I'm just like,
Yeah, let's give it a shot. Why
I
not?
know, yeah, exactly. I'm just like, I
If it
don't
doesn't
see any.
cost anything to sign up, why not sign up?
Yeah,
See
that might be
see what
there might be a
happens. And
fee.
I know,
to
right?
sign
Like
up.
shit. Well,
It's like, fuck, we have to make it up with this minimum wage. How many hours do we have in a day? Okay,
it's like what happened to Weird Week? They
I
signed
know.
up for they signed up for
Yeah.
Kick and just lost everything.
I mean, I've been trying to stream for a long time. Maybe try out Kick.
Yeah, I mean,
I,
why
I
not? I mean, like,
yeah.
see what hits. Because, like, even with like new and upcoming any social thing, it's like you don't know where it's gonna go. And I think a lot of people, like
Right.
whoever didn't make it on IG or YouTube, started off with TikTok, and now they're like the
Yeah.
giant name of TikTok. So you might
Right.
be
And
onto
if you're
something.
there for the beginnings of it, then you're one
Yeah.
of the first names that's popping up for everything, you know?
Yeah, it's like it's a lot like stock. You're trying to get it when it's really low, and it's a cheap price, and wait till it to skyrocket in price. And
Yeah, you buy low, sell high.
no, we buy high, sell low. That's our motto over here. But no,
Sound
I think-
advice.
no, but that's interesting. I mean, it's interesting because to be honest, I've never got into Twitch because I can't sit there
You're
for
a boomer.
Exactly. I'm a boomer, and I'm like, what's going on now? Who's
I
playing
don't
the
get
what's
it.
now?
Why are we watching them play video games? Like,
What's this with the Game Boy machines?
You know what's funny is I find when I do want to watch somebody stream, I get caught usually. Like I'm passing through something, and then their stream pops up on my screen, and it's never usually like a really, really big name game that I like to play or anything like that. Like it's never me learning tips and tricks and seeing like the pros play the game I like to play, which is a lot of people that stream and watch streaming. What I personally tend to get caught up on in streaming is like people doing weird challenges where like there's this new game called Only Up, and like you have to just keep trying to climb up like different things higher into the sky until you get to space. And then like if you fall off, then you're like trying to land on some random ass railroad tracks in the middle of space and stuff like that. Like, and it's like I just tend to watch people do like the really monotonous weird like games. I don't know how to explain it, and I just and seeing if they can succeed over something that's like, oh, that looks really hard.
Yeah, for Only Up, is there like an end to that level? Because I feel like I've caught bits and pieces of it. It just feels like it's never ending. I'm just like, how much up can they go along with this junk? You know,
there you get to space. When you get to space, there's like an astronaut up there, and he'll say congratulations.
Oh, okay, so there is
spoilers.
Spoiler.
Well,
Gotta play that
this
game anymore.
The cake's not real.
I'm gonna stay down now.
Yeah. The Twitch streamers I watch are of a certain gender that are of a certain attraction.
Yeah, for me, I'm kind of like on the lens like of you, Jack, where I guess like sort of I'll just check out like a random game or whatever where I want to check out the gameplay, not necessarily to watch them play and stuff because I don't find enjoyment in that because I'd rather play it myself.
You boomer.
But like like just to check out like gameplay and stuff, and then obviously the streamer themselves, like they got to have like some kind of persona. I'm not gonna just watch someone to play for the sake of them playing.
And a lot of Twitch streams aren't necessarily have to be gaming. There's a lot of things that they just
sit
there and talk.
There's this one named Amaranth that you would be really fond of, Daniel, because
okay, let me Google that. How do you spell it?
She just hangs out in a jacuzzi.
You can buy her bathwater. Is she the one that sells her bathwater?
Jacuzzi water.
That's the one.
With the redhead girl, like she's really
I heard
popular.
about the bathwater thing. I was like, man,
yeah.
And she has said specifically she's not going to kick. So
okay.
Staying with.
In case you're wondering.
Twitch it is. I'm staying on Twitch.
She's staying on Twitch.
But like there's certain people that are saying that they're going to stay, and that's just because they're obviously not near as affected by whatever the money is.
For
like
sure.
if their money was taking a hit, I'm sure they'd be gone. You get me? But one more thing I like to stream, or one more version of streamer. There's this guy named Slater who's really good at COD, and I'm like not really good at COD, and I don't like to play COD very much because I'm so bad at it. It's great to watch some people that are good at it and do some really cool stuff.
The sick plays, yeah.
But he's not just sick with it. He has a voice changer that sounds really good, and he sounds like a 8 to 10-year-old kid.
That's
and he'll be like, "Mom, can you put in some pizza rolls for me?" And then he'll be like, "Hey, can you not leave the group? I know I'm a squeaker, but I'm gonna rock this for us. I swear, I'm really good at this game." And then he'll be like, "All right, man, you can stay in my group, whatever." I don't. And then he's really good, so he'll be crushing, and like you'll hear people in the back, "Dude, this kid is wrecking it for us!" Like
That's funny.
yeah, and he's
I gotta
laughing his
check
ass
that
off.
out. That sounds good. Like great content.
Yeah. He brings a pretty cute female streamer on as his fake mom sometimes too, and that one's like a really good one. They did a bit where he's like, she's like, I got a call from the teacher earlier. She said that you couldn't stop staring, and he was like, but they were staring at me. And she's like, what was staring at you? Those melons. And he's like, you can't say that.
Oh, that's so funny. See, that's good content
stuff.
right there.
It's good content. Yeah, it is. It's really good. And then like on top of it, he is really good, and she's really good. Like when she comes on, or anybody else, like he's a really good streamer. Anybody that comes on and plays with him are really good. And so it's like when you have a really good balance of like great, funny, entertaining content, along with like you're actually really good at the freaking game you're playing, like that, it's a recipe for awesome streams. And I tend to find myself now watching more streaming content than ever. And I along with like you for a long time, Daniel, I was like, I don't really get into streaming. This isn't my thing. Let's jump into some more games. We have a couple more things to jump into really quick. Probably not too long a discussion at the end of the day, because Elder Scrolls 6 still has 5+ years before it's released in a recent statement, and it's almost like anybody who's waiting for Elder Scrolls needs to really just like stop and go and like worry about some other games, play some other games, and maybe kind of like not even at this point believe it's going to happen, because it's, I mean, 6+ years. What I'm understanding is all of their focus has gone to Starfield lately, and they are not even touching Elder Scrolls, and it won't be touched until they're done with Starfield. And that's where it's like, will they even? Because what happens if Starfield ends and then they just make Starfield 2? They may just be done at Skyrim. Who knows?
No, I don't think that's gonna be what happens. I mean, because game development does take like 4 or 5 years, depending on the company that's making them. Right now, yeah, they are focused on Starfield for sure. And yeah, I mean, Fallout 4 came out in 2014, I want to say. So that's been a thing where people waiting for Fallout 5. It's like, shit, they see this news, like, fuck, Elder Scrolls 6 is coming out in 2028. Like, bro, I'm gonna be 65 or something, right, when and that sucks. And that's what sucks about like game development, especially for huge Bethesda titles, where it's like, it's not just a game. This is like a whole ass world. I mean, look at Starfield, for example. It's like they said 10% of their planets are gonna have like life or whatever, for you to explore, and people are like, only 10%, blah blah blah. But then when you look at the math, it's like, yeah, 10% means like at least over 100 worlds are going to be fully realized and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's at least 1,000 planets or more that you can visit.
Yeah, so there's that, and then they're randomly I forgot the word, but they're random. So it's like every gamer is going to be experiencing different like planets and stuff like that. So that's huge. So it makes sense that huge games like this take that long to develop. It's still heartbreaking because like holy crap, I'll be like I don't even want to think about it, but I'll be like in my 40s at that point when Elder Scrolls 6 comes out. So that's what's depressing. But I mean, at least right now gamers are eating good. You know, Starfield looks amazing. And then if anyone like has an Elder Scrolls itch, they can always go to Elder Scrolls Online, which I hear is really good too. So they have,
I was gonna say, they still have the online Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's not the same, but it'll scratch that itch. And it sucks. Game development is insane. And how long it takes.
It does take forever. And I've not played any of the Elder Scrolls, I have to admit. I've also never played any of the Fallouts. I've played. I've not played through any of the games. I've barely played, a couple of hours on any of them, but I know they're really, really amazing games. Everybody gives them rave reviews, and I am super stoked for Starfield. Starfield's like
Oh my god,
way up my alley. It's
yeah, so excited for that. Yeah,
It looks
same.
like-
I'm not into Elder Scrolls that much. I've tried them, not my cup of tea. Fallout was my shit. I really got lost in Fallout. Which again, sucks. Fallout 5 won't come out till like fucking 20 years from now. But
Right.
Starfield, man, holy fuck, I'm so hyped for that.
Yeah, it looks great. It looks like No Man's Sky is finally going to have like a real story element, essentially. Like No Man's Sky tried to give it a story and tried to give it this, that, and the other, some combat and whatnot, but they really kind of failed on a lot of things. Their combat is pretty lousy and whatnot, and so hopefully Starfield kind of like takes that. The one thing that like a lot of these games are missing is like a multiplayer online thing. If we could play Starfield with the boys, my God,
you can imagine the content, over on Kick. But, I mean, I'm not like so much the multiplayer gamer myself. I'd rather like play solo and stuff like that. But it's funny though, because with Starfield, that's exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, oh, is it multiplayer? Because like, I doubt it. Because I would imagine it would break so much shit because like of how vast it is already.
Right.
But damn, if you could just like fly around with the boys, go over to the planets, with the Amazon ladies, giant
Right.
ladies and shit,
Right.
Futurama status. But
I mean, No Man's Sky has online capabilities, and you can still travel to thousands of planets. So it's doable. But it's also not at the it's not at the like rendered level and stuff. The graphic capabilities and stuff that Starfield has put into it, and Starfield has a much deeper storyline, things like that. So
that's what I'm about. The story.
Yeah, it'd be so much harder.
I heard No Man's Sky is better after the updates and stuff. I haven't played it myself, never played it, but
it's good. Now it's good. It's just it could use better stuff because they boast that there's combat now, there's this, that, and the other, but their combat is like you shooting like floating drones and stuff. You're not like having like a fight like with a
not like super immersive or whatever.
Right. So it's kind of whack, and like the guns and stuff are kind of whack because you're basically using like a harvesting tool as a gun. They tried to convert into a gun, and so it's like doing some funky shit.
They're trying.
They tried. There's only so much they could do in hindsight, retroactively after releasing the game. But last but not least, we got Diablo 4 has come out. We loved it. I love the game. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, you playing Diablo too?
Oh yeah, I'm playing a lot of Diablo.
Yeah, I started. Yeah, on PS5. I'm liking it so far. I put a pause in it because like I'm playing Final Fantasy 16 now because like I have to play every game that comes out apparently and not finish all my games.
Yeah.
Diablo 4 is amazing.
Yeah, it's really, really good. But so Diablo 4 came out recently. Great game. There's some people that are pretty upset about it because they can't play it on their Mac. Every other Diablo prior to this has been available on Mac, but because Blizzard is being bought by Microsoft, they are not going to put it on Mac, like period. And Whoopi Goldberg, we love Whoopi Goldberg, View host and actress. She's actually really hilarious. I loved a lot of the movies she was in Ghost. Yeah. Good stuff like that.
It's funny. That's the one thing I remember her from because, like, growing up, that's where I saw her. Obviously, I've seen her in way more shit now, but like, Ghost is the first thing that comes to mind when it comes to Whoopi.
I think her best movie was The Color Purple, and they're gonna make a remake of that soon. But we don't have to get into that.
Sister Act, man. Oh yeah.
Sister Act is great. Sister Act is great.
It's a Whoopi cast.
But Whoopi is actually a huge Diablo fan. She plays, and that makes sense because Diablo is kind of like a casual gamer kind of game. And so she can just sit there and zone out and destroy lots of demons for the Holy Order. But they're not going to put it on Mac. She only has a Mac, and so she got into a big old like Twitter beef with them, saying how she wanted them to either put it on Mac or get her money back and stuff. And I think she didn't understand the whole Blizzard being bought out by Microsoft thing until they kind of like laid it out for her, and then she was like, all right, fine, but please, can I get my money back?
All right, fine. I'm not gonna be happy about it, but,
But
fine.
I'm not happy about it. Yeah.
That sucks.
She'll have to buy like a Steam Deck for it or something.
And honestly, it's a perfect Steam Deck game. I kind of wish I bought it for Steam, because I bought Diablo for PlayStation, but like, man, it'd be such a great. Well, I mean, it would be, but you have to be online all the time. So like that's like one thing. And if I'm home, I don't like really play handheld. I'd rather play either on my computer or my PlayStation. But yeah, it sucks. I definitely feel for her because like as a kid, it happened to me once where there's this game called Fear that came out on PC. Like this is years ago, fucking showing my age, but like I think it was like no, it was PS3 era, I think. PS3,
yeah, I know
Xbox
Fear.
360.
Fear came out like mid 2000s.
Yeah, and I don't know why. I guess it was just like I just saw it in store, saw the PC box. This is back when PC had like discs and stuff. And I bought it because I'm like, oh, this game looks dope, and did no research whatsoever. Obviously, it's on console as well, which I had, but I had a cheap ass computer, and thinking that my computer would be able to support the game. Turns out, like, my computer is a piece of shit, not a gaming PC, and obviously couldn't run the game. I tried to return the game. It was opened, so they're like, sorry, we can't, like, no refunds over opened PC games. Is like, fuck. So
double banged on that.
Yeah. So I'm like, fuck. So like, I definitely like sympathize or empathize or whatever, but at the same time, it's like, come on, man. It's like, my excuse is like the technology wasn't where it is now, where you can research so easily where you can find it and whether or not like your computer's gonna run shit. I mean, I guess you can use her age as an excuse, but like,
I guess no, definitely use her age as an excuse.
I don't want to discriminate, So it's like, yeah.
No, we don't want to, but she is 67 years old. She got her money back. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. She like I guess she got her money back, but she can't play Diablo 4.
Yeah, she's gonna have to get a Steam Deck or a PC or
a console. Get a fucking console. Consoles have like great games. You don't necessarily have to play it on your PC. I get wanting to play it on your computer.
I think she's very much a mouse clicky kind of gamer.
Yeah,
and
because that's why Daniel hasn't bought Diablo, because he doesn't have a gaming PC. I'm like, dude, it's on PS5 and like it's crossplay, so we can definitely play with like other people's. But so I totally get gamers not sticking to the mouse and key and versus controller.
Certain games feel like they were more so developed for it. It plays pretty good on controller still, but it's a PC baby.
Yeah,
Diablo
but
is a PC baby.
But Diablo 4
I played only two on the PC, so I feel like it's just more fitting for me to play on the PC. I just want to. I'm more of a mouse clicky person. So Whoopi Goldberg and I are on the same board. Whoopi.
Yeah, you're both old and don't know where to play Diablo 4.
It's an amazing game though, DK. You got to get it as soon as you have the ability to, man. It's great.
Yeah, well, a friend and I were geeking about it for like the longest time when it announced. That's why I was trying to do my build. And that's when like the graphics cards are so hard to get. But but eventually one day I'll find some time to do my build and then.
Yeah, it's like a perfect game, perfect podcast game, or perfect game to like shut your brain off and just like grind and level up and stuff. Like it's really cool.
Yeah, it's great. I just got to 50 last night. Already beat the campaign.
Nice.
I'm on world tier 3 now. Nightmare.
Oh damn! No, see, I'm still on baby mode. I'm like level 15, 16 because I just started playing it. Yeah.
What class?
Rogue.
I went rogue also. I started druid, got him up to 48.
Nice.
Basically finished
so
the
close,
campaign,
yeah.
and then I was like, This character kind of sucks, and I just dropped his ass and went to a new character.
That's funny. Yeah, I want to try
Grinded it
Necromancer
out.
next. But see, yeah, that's what's great about this game. Like you can just like try all these different characters, and they're always gonna feel different. Because like I'm
Yeah.
sure my rogue character is completely different to yours. But
Yeah.
putting levels aside, you know, like my build is just like right now I have a poison build going on. And I'm just trying to like see what else like sticks or lands. And the cool
Yeah.
thing is that it lets you swap your points to like say I want to
Easily,
move
yeah.
to ice instead of poison. It lets you do that. It's like such a dope game, man.
That's literally all I just did. Yesterday I switched from my poison build to an ice build. Rogue. I think the poison one is better for taking on big bosses, but ice is better for crowd control and taking on bigger groups. I'm also like focusing on vulnerability and making everything vulnerable and then doing extra damage to vulnerable enemies. But we're getting like super geeky into the gaming.
Yeah.
D4 really, really fun. A lot of good stuff out there. Yeah, guys, go and try it. Go and play it. But I agree, like a lot of the characters feel different and whatnot. They did a really good job of really like making them feel like they play different. It's like you're almost playing a different game every time you're playing a new one of their classes because of how different they vibe. But yeah, great game, and it's unfortunate that Whoopi can't play it. I hope somebody gifts her a gaming laptop so she can.
Poor Whoopi can't afford a gaming.
Can't afford a new computer.
Laptop. Yeah, poor thing. And to anyone buying any game anywhere, do your research. It's like a click away, like to see where if your computer can run it, what system it runs on and stuff. It's very easy. No need to like go on a Twitter beef with Blizzard or something, you know. And it's gonna happen a lot more where like companies are buying other companies and stuff like that. So games that used to be available somewhere aren't going to be available there anymore. Talking like, you know, Starfield was available on PS5 at one point, or like they were talking about it being on PS5, but now it's an Xbox exclusive. We're going to see a lot more of this going on as time progresses.
Yeah. I think she was just trying to use her power, her celebrity power, to try to influence them to actually make a Mac port. But I think once they outlined the business side of things and how that wasn't going to happen, she said, "Okay, fine." But yeah, guys, it was good. DK, final thoughts on Diablo 4?
It's great. From what I've heard of it.
Nice. I like that.
You heard it here first. We got the Weird Week exclusive. DK said it's great.
From someone who's not played it yet. He said it's great. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Follow, like, subscribe. Send us all your money because we like money. And we'll catch you soon. Peace.